You order dry sake and it tastes sweet. So you think, did I misunderstand everything? Here is the twist. Dry is not a sugar switch in sake. A dry number can be pushed by alcohol. And fruity aroma can trick your brain into sweetness. That is why beginners feel lost with one word. Today I give you a safer way to choose. 3 simple rules and fewer bad surprises. You will buy smarter and order with less stress. I'm Rakuda, a certified sake sommelier and pharmacist. This is for beginners abroad and foreigners in Japan. Safe side principle is to use more than one clue. SMV means sake meter value, a density reading. Acidity means total acids, shaping sharpness and cut. Rule 1 is to pair SMV with acidity. Rule 2 is to treat aroma as a sweetness amplifier. Rule 3 is to steer taste with temperature and food. These rules reduce mistakes when dry feels confusing. Now let's make dry predictable for you. Rule 1. Pair SMV and acidity, not SMV alone. You may see plus numbers and expect not sweet, but SMV is density, not sweetness directly. Minus often means heavier liquid with more sugar left. Plus often means lighter liquid with more alcohol. So alcohol level can push SMV higher. That is the label trick many people miss. First, find SMV on the label or menu. Second, check acidity, if the label lists it. Higher acidity often feels sharper and ends cleaner. Lower acidity often feels rounder and stays longer. Think of acidity like lemon on fruit salad. Lemon makes fruit feel less sweet, even if sugar stays. It masks the sweetness, and the finish feels cleaner. Example 1 is SMV plus 5 with low acidity. It can feel round and surprisingly sweet. Example 2 is SMV minus 5 with higher acidity. It can feel crisp and dry to many people. Misunderstanding to kill is dry equals no sweetness. Dry often means less sugar, but perception can change. Your 5-minute action is to record 2 numbers today. Write SMV and acidity for the next sake you try. Imagine you buy a bottle labeled plus 5. You expect a sharp, dry finish like a cold beer, but you take a sip and it feels soft and round. The sweetness lingers on your tongue for a long time. This can happen when the acidity is very low. Without acid to cut the taste, dry can feel sweet. Now imagine a sake labeled minus 3. It can have higher acidity, like a crisp white wine. That acidity can mask sweetness even if sugar stays, so it can taste surprisingly dry for many people. This is why balance matters, not one number alone. Rule 2. Treat fruity aroma as a sweetness amplifier in your brain. You may smell apple, pear, or melon notes. Then your brain expects sweetness before you sip. That is normal because flavor is mostly smell. Retronasal smell is aroma rising to your nose. It happens when you swallow and breathe out. Fruity aroma can feel sweet without extra sugar, so fruity dry is possible in sake. First, notice how strong the aroma is. Look for ginjo, daiginjo, or fruity descriptions. Second, expect sweet feeling even with higher SMV. Third, confirm with one small sip and pause. Ask yourself, is it sweet taste or sweet aroma? Example 1 is a ginjo with SMV plus 5. It can feel sweet because aroma says fruit. Example 2 is sake served in a wide wine glass. It can feel sweeter because aroma reaches you faster. Misunderstanding to kill is fruity equals sweet on labels. Fruity is aroma style, not sugar content alone. Your 5-minute action is to label aroma first. Write fruity or rice-like before writing dry. Think about a daiginjo with plus 5 SMV. The label says dry, but it smells like ripe melon. When you sip it, your brain thinks fruit. You may feel a rush of sweetness at first, even if the sugar level is not very high. Your nose can trick your tongue into sweetness. This is the aroma trap of fragrant sake. Now try the same sake from a small cup. The aroma can feel weaker, so it may taste drier. The glass you choose can change what you feel. If you want, I put a simple 1-page cheat sheet in the description. Rule 3. Steer sweetness and dryness with temperature and food. Numbers stay fixed, but your senses do not. Taste receptors change sensitivity with temperature. Cold can feel sharper, and warm can feel rounder. A safe default is chilled, 10 to 15 degrees C. That often keeps aroma clean and finish more crisp. Warm can open umami and soften sharp edges. Warm can also boost sweetness feeling in some styles. So choose warm only when you want roundness. Food also changes what you feel in the glass. Fatty food can make sake feel drier after sipping. Because fat coats your mouth, then sake washes it. First, start chilled and take one careful sip. Second, let the glass warm a little naturally. Third, sip again and compare the finish. Example 1 is dry nigori, a cloudy modern style. It can be SMV+, yet creamy from texture. Example 2 is sweet-leaning sake with higher acidity. Chill it and it may feel cleaner and less sweet. Misunderstanding to kill is warm always means sweeter. Warm often adds roundness, but it depends on the sake. Your 5-minute action is a 2-temperature mini test. Try chilled first, then roomish in the same glass. You order a sake that feels too sweet with food. It feels heavy and it coats your throat. Then you eat oily fried chicken, like karakuchi. Suddenly, the next sip feels crisp and clean. The fat can reset your palate between sips, so the sake can feel like a refreshing wash. What if your extra dry sake feels too sharp? Warm the cup with your hands for 1 minute. That warmth can make sweetness feel stronger. The sharp edges can soften, and rice flavor opens up. Misunderstanding 1 is Karakuchi means zero sweetness everywhere. Karakuchi often means dry, but brands use it differently. Misunderstanding 2 is SMV tells the full taste story. SMV is density, and alcohol can shift that number. Misunderstanding 3 is restaurant dry equals label dry. Menace may use dry as a clean finish, not sugar. Pitfall 1 is very aromatic sake that feels sweet first. Pitfall 2 is low acidity sake that feels soft. If unsure, ask staff for clean, light, not too fruity, or choose chilled 10 to 15 degrees C as default. If you should not drink alcohol, please skip it. Avoid drinking before driving and follow local rules. Before you go, if sake still feels confusing, that's normal. Most beginners guess and end up disappointed. I want you to feel calm and confident with sake, so you can enjoy the moment, not the label. On this channel, I explain sake in simple English. As a certified sake sommelier, I share practical tips you can use today. How to drink sake, how to choose sake, and how to enjoy it even more. So if you want to feel confident with sake, please subscribe. And if this video helped you, please hit like and leave a comment. Tell me what you're eating today. Sushi, yakitori, or something else. And I'll tell you the safest taste word to try.
Thank you for watching Sake Visually. Subscribe for more visual sake guide. And now, kanpai.